quite nervous, so I think if the questions are in between, I would prefer conversation than a presentation. So please feel free. I thought I would start with talking about my other experience in the art residency program. It's actually why I am sitting here. It's because I had this experience. I'm originally from Portugal. I studied occupational therapy many years ago. So my creative practice was never really taken serious back then. When I moved to Berlin, I had the opportunity to develop that area of my life. I ended up doing designing clothes and founding my own label, and soon enough I understood that I was not really into just producing an object or just producing an item to sell, but I was really interested in touching and working with the materials and what that, not only the expression, but also what the materials tell you and what you can create from it. So I applied to this residency in Iceland. It's a textile institute, so it really reminds me, it's very interesting if you look into the globe and I'm like in the other side, in kind of a sister institution. So back then it was the first time that I had the full-time time to be engaging in my artist practice with almost like no guilt. There's no work to do, I'm there, it's just the main reason to be there is to be working on my art. So we worked with a lot of found materials. It was also a public program, and that's also something very important in my practice in general. Maybe because of my background, of my former studies, I'm very human-centered, so all my projects have a kind of an interaction component. I don't think the artifact can exist without being performed or without being used, if I could say. So we had our own, we installed our pieces in a public space, and we also performed the pieces. So that's what I think that an art residence it is. It's very important to give us a context to arrive and to work. It gives us opportunity to engage with other artists, and that's quite beautiful. And then also knowing or learning how the institution works, this institution that is receiving it. Yeah. So after how can I explain this? So because I don't have an art background, and because I'm not specifically gifted in the most classic art, so I don't draw, I never thought I would belong in an art school. And after this residency, I understood that art can have many forms, and I decided to try. So I applied to university, and I'm doing textile design. So soon enough, I started to go back to those tasks that I, as a child, was almost neglecting or rejecting because they were very I don't know, because of the female, maybe the way that they force girls to sit down and sew and embroidery. I kind of reject that as a kid, and then I end up going back to that form and using it on my own terms, and the appropriation of it, but in a good way. What, sorry? Yeah. And it's a shame because my grandmother worked as a seamstress, and I did started to sew in her machine, but she had passed away before. So I didn't really learn all that treasure that then I totally regretted because of that rejection.
Wait. Yeah. What's this?
Oh, I was telling this before. This is, I wrote a manifest for a theory course. And what I really like about textile installations sometimes for objects is the back part.
Yeah.
I really love the back part of all the tapestries too. It just open up another dimension of the work.
So
this is the back part.
But the first one is what you've stitched?
Yeah.
With a hand?
Yes.
On paper?
No, on
fabric?
Yeah. And that was a word for a theory course where we had to write a paper.
So you sewed your words.
Yeah.
The thread, and then
The 3 times.
Yeah, what was it on? Not bad.
Very simple. If I look to your faces, this is very simple.
very
Very amateur.
how do you know?
I so yeah. So my work is, I kind of divide myself and I'm trying still to figure out what is really my practice. I still feel I cannot say that I'm an artist and I'm studying design, so maybe I'm a designer. I'm a little bit in between. I do know that I like to work with materials. I like to, this interaction, the playfulness of it, and the social change that we can engage people to be more aware or creating relevant discourse about issues that I think are important. So I've been working with, again, it's always the material that suggests what I'm doing after. So I've worked with yarn made of volcanic stone and how the classical textile construction can be applied in other fields of construction. So it could be, it can be just knitting, but if we upscale it, it could be a house. And this kind of exploration. And what I'm recently working on is exploring the concept of waste, and waste, instead of being something that we throw and we bury away from our sites, can actually be materials that we can use. And we could stop, the thesis will be that we could actually stop producing new materials if we just use everything that we have already available. So this is what I'm working on in my time in the Australian Tapestry workshop. I'm doing a research about recycled plastic. So I'm working on a shoe concept for empty milk bottles. Yeah, and up there,
Full ones?
Sorry?
Full ones?
Full ones?
Yeah.
Well, full ones,
Oh,
they're meant to give you milk. I cannot be replacing. Really a good point. And up there, it was exploration of like a travel in the zoom of a cabbage leaf from a very, very bumpy to a flat surface. And that work was using the same knitting machine that I brought you. This is a project that is still one of my favorites. It was a project that I did in my first semester in university, and it's still something that stays with me, and this is the reason why I'm here in this residency too. So I'm interested in open source, in knowledge that produces knowledge, and it's open, and it's a cloud that is liquid and fluid and can grow. So I've been working with an open source software that connects a domestic knitting machine with a computer. So it's not a machine that is doing the work but it's a machine that needs the human to be operated. So it's a machine, but it's still a mechanic machine. So this is again what does it mean, the craft, or the relationship between the human and the machine. So I brought the machine today, and maybe I could, instead of being talking and being really abstract, I could just show what the hack does. So the hack, it's basically a bridge between the machine and the computer. I don't know if you're familiar with the punch card machines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically, instead of a punch card, the computer is the punch card. The image is being translated in a position of the needles. So the project was a photo booth. So instead, these photo booths that are on the street, I don't know, I never saw them in Australia, but
There's one at the
Shopping malls, maybe.
they're really beautiful and romantic, and I used to love them.
In the early days, you used to be able to do your passport photo in a photo booth.
Okay,
Way back.
now you can, but then you get like 4 pictures that are the same, and not like this is like a different picture.
I like that.
of-
You know, we will
We
see
still have
how
some
we will.
around.
Okay.
You know, we will.
So the project was basically a photo booth, but instead of having a printed picture, you will have a kneaded picture. So it's again engaging people on the textile production. Does it mean, the time that you have to engage with the material to produce this thing that you buy in the end of the day, his weight. But at the same time, in this playful, I like to raise awareness for social issues, but I don't like this big finger that normally is like very moralistic. So I think that the best strategy is when you engage people and the people interact with it in kind of a playful way, but then you're talking about important issues. So should we?
Yeah, yeah.